Welcome to the first step of reading beyond a basic level, which is investigative reading. The objectives of this presentation are to learn what is investigative reading and perform an investigative reading of a book. Investigative reading is a 15 to 20 minutes superficial reading of a book in order to check if it aligns with our interests. It is also a way to have a bigger picture of the book in mind before and while we dig into the specific sections of the book. Also, it is a preparation for subsequent steps of reading actively. In order to do an investigative reading, we must ask questions like a detective while we read the book. The questions we must ask ourselves is what the book is about, how is it structured, and what kind of book it is. Whenever we perform an investigative reading, we must focus on certain aspects of a book. These aspects will provide us crucial information for our little detective work. First, we should look at the title, which gives us a brief glimpse into the subject of the book. Then, we should read what's on the dust jacket. It will show us the main points of the book. The table of content tells us about the book structure and what's more interesting for us to focus on. The preface, which is in the first pages of the book, will give us specific details about aims and thesis of the book. The key terms in the index will show us clues about the most important sections of the book. Lastly, we should read the summaries in the chapters, which are usually located in the intro and in the conclusion or the conclusion of the chapters. The previous slide helped us answer questions related to the structure and subject of a book. Now we're interested in identifying what kind of book we are reading. First, let's talk about the types of book on the market. There are two types of books, fiction and nonfiction. Our focus today is on nonfiction books. Nonfiction books' purpose is to communicate knowledge. Nonfiction books are subdivided into categories, theoretical and practical books. In this slide, we will distinguish theoretical books from practical books according to their own distinctives and provide examples of each kind and clues to identify them. Theoretical books explains abstract concepts, ideas, and observable facts, while practical books teach you how to do something and helps you solve problems. Here is a few examples of books for each categories that you can look online. Words like understand and an author proving you that something is a fact are clues indicating that you're reading a theoretical book. In contrast, practical books use words like art of, ought, should, better than, and authors of practical books wants to convince you of the validity of their method. Now let's put into practice all that we've learned. Take 15 to 20 minutes with a book you would like to read. First, look at the title, the dust jacket, the table of contents, the preface, the index. Read chapters, but only summaries. And while you read, have these questions in mind. What is the book about? What type of book is this? And how it is structured? And while you read, take notes and answer the questions and use a timer. And don't take this seriously. Pretend you're a detective and you're in search of answers. And don't worry if there's some details that you struggle with. And we're all here to learn and to improve ourselves but for reading a book. To conclude, investigative reading allows us to have a big picture of the book when we analyze specific sections in subsequent phases of active reading. Several clues are left by an author to help us decide rapidly whether a book is worth our time. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. I hope you leave me some comment and let me know what you're struggling with and how this content has helped you. And please subscribe to be aware of the next content I will be releasing on this channel. Thank you so much.